What's up guys, it's Seth Patrick Music. I'm going to show you how I produced my next song I'm working on. I'm just going to play it back and then I'll tell you piece by piece how I made it. Alright, so I'm going to start by picking apart this vocal chop. So that's just on the high end there. The thing with dance music is it has a lot of like electronic synths, and anytime you can add like a natural human element into the track, it makes it more authentic. So I'm kind of attaching this to the drop, and it kind of like, to me in my mind, it acts as like a lead synth. That's how I think about it. But really, I just took, I kind of manipulated the line right before the drop, which is "I Dream About You," and then I sang it falsetto. So this take isn't actually what I sing in the song, but this is the take that I use in the drop. So then I just used little snippets of that line and kind of just pieced together. Just pieced that together, and I bounced it like 5 or 6 times. Bounce is kind of just like a fancy word for export. I bounced it at max volume to like give it a little bit more distortion, and there's just like an overload of reverb on it. Honestly, it kind of sounds crappy like on its own, but in the mix, it sounds pretty dope. Kind of just like ices over everything on the track, and this song's very like mid-heavy because there's a lot of synths in the mid-range, so I needed something on the high end to sort of make it feel bigger and spread out the sound. And this brings us to the next thing that sort of is on the high end and stretches out the song as well. In the mix, it's not as noticeable, like you can't really pick it out as easy as that vocal chop, but if you take it out, it just feels kind of empty. So it's got like a very airy texture to it, kind of like fluty. If I take the cutoff off this synth, it's more like nasally, like trumpety almost. And then the more cutoff I put on, it sounds more like flute, airy, sort of like dreamy. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. And the main thing you're hearing in this drop is this pattern I'm playing on this synth. That's the main thing you're hearing. I forget where I found this preset, but I'm just running it through the silent. And I just have cutoff all the way up. If I took it off, it kind of sounds very basic. It gives it that nice texture we're going for, reviving. And I actually have 2 other synths playing that same pattern just to kind of complete the whole sound. This one is more like gritty, and then this one is more airy. All together, it sounds pretty dope though. And then the same settings I have playing this as well. And this sort of strings together that pattern and makes it feel less choppy and more smooth, so it kind of just connects together. It connects together this little pattern. So like on on its own, kind of sounds like not that cool, kind of just like a horn. But the more like notes you add to it, and you fill out the song, like you can see how many notes I'm playing here. So there's like 8 notes in these chords, so just making them bigger and adding that automation data to it really just gives it that smooth, vibey sound. And I'm doing that same thing with the piano down here. Let's see. So this is actually just piano. I'm doing the same thing and I'll fade it in. So if I take off that automation, take off reverb, take off delay, this is all it sounds like pretty basic. So that really just brings a lot of life to it with all those settings on it. And once again, it kind of just strings together a pattern of those first synths that I pointed out. And once again, you can't really, this isn't really a very noticeable sound in the drop, but once again, like if you take it out, it just makes a huge difference. And this bass part is actually playing the same pattern too as those synths. But instead of like the synths kind of feel like they're going up in the second on the chord change, the bass just kind of like goes down, which separates the sound. And then there's percussion. I got sort of like 2 different rhythms actually going on in this drop. The first one's like just this basic kick snare, like downbeat, backbeat. And that's the part that's like sticking out. Let me find it. This is a total mess. So that's all that really is, and then there's a turnaround. And that's basically like enough, but I also have this pattern been playing in between, which when I'm just playing the percussion all together, it's pretty noticeable, but when it's in the mix itself, it's more subtle. So those like little taps in between aren't really noticeable. It kind of just like fills in the space in the song, but it's kind of lower in the mix. So I'm still like letting those synths sort of dominate that driving force, like in that drop part. It's sort of doing a lot on its own. Then I just have like little stuff like in between, like so it's like subtle stuff like that, like kind of just like filling in space, connecting like the gaps. Alright, now I'm gonna jump back to the beginning here. So to start off the song, I have just like this vinyl scratch, this vinyl like static. I don't know if you can even hear it, but it kind of just sets like the canvas for the song. And then I have this pad like fading in. It's very like dreamy, atmospheric. It kind of just sets the atmosphere for the song. entire verse, just like on top of everything, sort of filling in space. And then I have like a phaser on that, I believe. It's right here. Yeah, I have a little bit of phaser on that, and it kind of just gives it movement, makes it like, gives like a spacey feel to it. And that's sort of the vibe I'm going for throughout the song. Like the lyrics are kind of like nostalgic, dreamy. Alright, here's the pre-chorus. So the cool part about this is this tribal, this sort of like tribal percussion. And I actually fade that in, like starting right before the pre-chorus. And here it starts to fade in. I'm really into that like tribal sort of beat right now. I'm gonna go over to Ableton. This is how I made this loop. So it's based off of this one shot right here that I found, which obviously isn't like enough in itself to do. So I had to make this longer somehow. Actually, can you zoom in a little?
On the screen? Yeah.
Alright, so I think I just cut this into here, and then I took this last part and I put it at the end, because I knew I wanted sort of like the turnaround to have like sort of a double thing, like dun, 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 dun. And that the emphasis is on this start right here and on this end in the sample. So I knew I wanted to take this back to the end, and then I kind of just like played around. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I sort of just took pieces that were inside here, and then like copy and pasted them in here and made like a different pattern. So that's not it exactly. So it's something like that, and then I looped that. So that's basically what this is. With just some like more kicks and hits. And then I have that same synth going that was in the drop. It's just louder this time. And then I'm playing that same lead that's in the drop as well. It's a different pattern. So that's what I'm playing there. And then I have that piano running too. And then for the chorus, everything like cuts out. It's just piano, basically my piano and voice. fitting this percussion again. And I have the snare coming in. And that rhythm that I'm fading in is actually the same like second rhythm in the drop. So I have this like little half bar space like right before the drop. It sort of like makes you wait for the drop. I think it completely like opens up the song because without it the drop would hit right here, and I sort of just added this extra space, started this vocal chop, and also have this little like female voice rise, and it sort of connects that gap. Sort of just connects that gap in the drop. Which I think like little movement types of thing like that in the song are like what sort of like brings it to life. I guess just sort of things that like you aren't expecting, like this part halfway through the drop I'm just like cutting everything out, and then little things like that to break up the song a little bit. I think livens it up a little bit. I'm not gonna let you guys get a sneak peek of the vocals. I'm gonna make you listen to this song once it comes out. But it's gonna be called Afterlove, like one word like afterlife. Coming out soon, so check it out. Thanks for watching.